Yeah. So, anyways, how you doing, Jenizat, man? It's been a while, bro.
It has been a while. You kind of just disappeared.
Yeah, man. You know what it is I said this on stream the other day, but like fucking a Monster Hunter just like ruined my entire
Yeah.
structure. And I said it beforehand. I said I was going to literally just play with Monster Hunter for about a month and just not worry about any term of like progressional progress with the Gacha channel. Because at this point, Jenizat, when you get to that medium size on YouTube, you're established, your notoriety's there, people know who you are. And when you come back, dude, the work's there. There's always a new update to talk about. There's always something to talk about. And I've come to find out that sponsorship flows don't go anywhere as long as you're able to garner that audience. And so I think more people should do it. I think more people should play more stuff.
Bro, there's content creators on YouTube that like they don't upload anymore and you only see them upload sponsored videos. Like, yeah, sponsorships will always just come in as long as your channel was like fine, I guess.
That's what I was doing though. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, right now, you're out of Honkai Star Rail now, basically. Well, now you're just shitting on it.
Dude. You know what's funny though, man? I shit you not. If Honkai Star Rail starts like dropping good updates, I won't shit on it. It's just, we both know that's not going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you see the newest story? The 3.2 story? Like, did you go through all of it? You only went through a bit, right?
Yeah, that was, I ended up fucking, I couldn't finish. It's 4 hours in. I was just like, you know what, guys? Yeah, I can't do
you
this.
Got that far, man. I was watching Mr. Pokey going through it. So I was sitting in his chat and I was just shit posting the entire time, just like trashing the game or the story or just like memeing pretty much. Just like, I was just saying like stupid stuff in his chat for like 2 hours. And so I got to see like 2 hours of the story. It was so boring. I actually couldn't even believe it. It was one of the most boring things I've ever seen in my entire life. Nothing was happening.
It's like they spend 20 minutes to explain something that should take 45 seconds, bro. That's pretty much that's every single conversation. And I'm just like, dude, there's no way y'all are doing this for anything other than to submit your statistics to your investors and go, this is how often they play in our updates, right? Like,
they gotta be paid by the word. They have to be like paid by the word or the hour or some shit like that, because like otherwise it just makes no sense.
What I think about too though is also like, again, your investors are looking at how often your audience is playing your game. Like, oh, they're playing it this much on average, and I think that looks good in the eyes of investors. Like, I mean, that's a stretch.
Could be a part of it.
But regardless, though, I will say this: not like playing HSR anymore. It's been fucking nice, man. I have so much more time. It's like, dude, you wouldn't think that, because people are always saying like gacha games, you know, they don't have a lot of content. But when you're fucking covering Wuthering Waves, HSR, Zenless Zone Zero, then you're doing sponsorships in between there, and you got a job, whatever, dude, it adds up. All them hoes start to add up.
Well, most people don't have a job on top of it. I think you're an exception here.
Yeah. I know. But basically, for me, it has enabled me to focus on my Monster Hunter channel a bit more, which has been really nice, because that's more so for my personal like enjoyment than it is for like really trying to pursue as a business. Don't get me wrong, I still am pursuing it pretty damn adamantly, but it's more so like I love that game's dynamic. I love just logging on and looking at builds all fucking day and then practicing my craft with all the different weapons, because it's got such an intricate layers of combat. And so when I play that game and then I come back to the gacha space, and then the gacha space is just the perfect dynamic of just shoot the shit. That's what I learned.
And also, it's perfect too, because between each update is a lot of downtime, so you just don't really have to worry about anything.
Right. It's like it literally, it's a good contrast between sweaty, beat a fucking big ass dragon's ass, and then come back to the gacha space and chop it up with everybody who just wants to, like, you know, just chatting while you play these anime games.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be playing it nonstop like what I do. This is just not how gacha games are supposed to work.
But dude, that's the thing though, Jens, that, and I think maybe you either you always knew this or you're starting to understand it, but You have a superpower of being able to make people feel like they're sitting on the couch with you hanging out, and you're just talking. Like, I feel like this genre is made for a creator such as yourself. And then you
Oh yeah,
love
just chatting.
And then you pull up all these interesting topics that are either like just something that the community is interested in talking about at the time, or controversial, and it meshes with you perfectly, man.
Yeah, I mean, I just talk about random shit, like just bring up a shitload of Reddit, just talk about like all these stupid things that are happening there, like random news, or start like getting mad about anime things,
I wanted to
pretty much.
say that we talked about it in the chat a bit, but this was something I really wanted to talk with you about, and I also want to talk about fucking taxes later, like without delving into information, just more venting. But it's interesting to me that you start your day off with streaming, and you fuck, bro, you stream for some hours. That shit is impressive. But then for me, I end my day off with streaming, and that feels the best.
Mhm.
And we're actually in opposition here. You have the best energy when you start your day. I have the best energy when I end my day off with streaming. And my question is to you: how do you feel after you end your stream?
Um, I mean, dude, I'm gonna be real with you. I basically, okay, there's two things. If I'm tired before, I just
Yeah.
literally pass out in my chair.
Mm-hmm.
But if I like just woke up and then I start streaming, I end my stream and I feel great. I'm like, okay, done with stream. Maybe I'll just go get some food, eat something, or
Yeah.
I could even do things with friends. Or yeah, I feel like totally fine, like totally energized, not tired.
So like, and here's the thing: what do you stream normally on average, Jenner? At hours wise, you do like 8 hours, 12 hours. What do you do? What are you pulling?
Um, let me actually just look it up right now, like what my average hours are. I think it's kind of a lot right now. Recently, I've been streaming a lot. Basically, I stream more the more fun I'm having. That's
Mm-hmm.
pretty much all it is. Just like the more I'm actually enjoying it.
The reason
Um,
I'm curious is because my guess is you're probably doing it much like a full time job, right? 8 to 10 to 12 hours.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so once you finish that, see, it's the reason I'm asking you these questions is because for me, I love a solid little 4 to 5 hour stream personally, but I also have a shit ton of stuff going on during the day. But after I'm done with that stream, like, dude, the social battery and the like energy to do anything is just fucking cooked. But
Oh
you, it
yeah,
seems
it's
to be
not
the
for me.
opposite. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's fascinating. And so once you finish your stream, what do you do after that? Typically, what's the
Well,
life?
I'm gonna, uh, well, nothing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I could do things, but I just don't really like. It takes a lot out of me to do all the stream that I usually just kind of like chill out. Like I don't want to do work or
Yeah,
stuff, which kind
yeah.
of makes me lazy with doing like things like YouTube and other stuff. But I'm totally fine like just immediately hopping into a call with friends and doing stuff, or like going out to eat with friends or anything
Hmm.
like that. Also, I just looked it up. My average stream time this month was 7.8 hours, so
Dude,
about
that's
8 hours.
impressive. That's impressive because that's a fucking average. That means, damn, yeah, you be putting in some work, bro. But I wanted to talk to you about your what you said you normally do nothing afterwards, like chill.
Mhm.
Do you think that's because of, and this is actually going to delve into something I just put a tweet out today talking about this, but like I've come to learn that lifestyle is something that's it's more important the more I go and step into further adulthood, especially parenthood too. Do you
Mhm.
think you don't do much because of the environment you're surrounded in right now? Because just real quick, in full disclosure, I'm guys very transparent. My partner in crime is struggling with. She used to be one of the most fittest motherfuckers on planet Earth, but now she's struggling with the combination juggling between motherhood and still taking care of her personal health. And a big reason for that is because we moved away from an area where her gym used to be right down the street. Her friends used to be right fucking down the street. And all of these things that would get her out of the house are now like not right there anymore. And so I found it interesting that you say that you don't really do anything afterwards. I'm just curious, is it because you don't really have anything in the intermediate circle for you to get out of the house?
Yeah, so guess what? That's a big reason why I'm thinking of moving to Texas and why I'm probably going to be doing that because I think my environment is a huge reason why I don't do anything. I think it's really unhealthy for me. I think it makes it so that I get nothing done. I'm starting to work out right now at home. I've been doing that recently, and I'm going to be doing that a lot more when I move and just doing more things with friends and just living a better life, I think.
Yeah.
So I think environment is a huge deal. Also, just the fact like, so my room isn't very big that I live in right now, right?
Hmm.
And I think just even for my mind, I wish I just had more space. Even if I didn't put anything in that space, I just wish I had more space so I felt like, I don't know, a little bit freer, I guess.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's really important, just all around, just kind of your mental state of things that you surround yourself with and how
Absolutely.
convenient things are. That's also why, like, we talked about this, how much commuting sucks. I hate commuting. I refuse to do anything related to commuting. I need to live near enough to things.
Hmm.
Otherwise, like, I'm just not going to do anything, like, at all. Like, I used to live right next to Costco,
Hmm.
would go there with my friend all the time. Now I just order groceries online. I can't be fucked to get in my car, go drive for like 25 minutes to Costco and then 25 minutes back. I'm just not interested.
I'm a
Yeah.
big, like my motor runs on good energy. And if I don't have good energy, I just shut down. I can't get like, don't get me wrong, I can be a machine. But if I wake up and I feel fucking miserable, I just can't get nothing done. The reason I bring that up is because the drive, if it's a long commute and I'm sitting in traffic, it fucks my mood. I mean, energy and mood wise, I'm just like, nah, I'm good for the rest of the day after that one, bro.
Mm.
So I understand what you mean by that. Like the fact that if you're driving and it's actually ruining your mood, then it's gonna derail the rest of the day. I get it. It makes perfect sense. And so when you go to Austin, as the rumors true, are you like potentially moving in with Tectone?
Yeah, I originally wasn't going to,
Mm-hmm.
because like the room that was open, I was like, I don't know if this is really enough for me. Maybe
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe moving into Braxophone's house.
Okay. Oh damn, I
Um,
forgot he was.
because
That's
he had
right.
a
He does
room
have a house.
open.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, he had a room open. But I mean, dude, Tectone, he's desperate to get me there. I'm gonna be real. He's like an ex-girlfriend or some shit here. He's like desperate to get me moving in there. He's like, okay, so we got another person moving out, so now you're gonna have a whole space. You're gonna have 2 rooms and a private bathroom. I'm like, okay, well, fuck. Like, this sounds awesome. Then that was all that was missing, man.
That's fucking. It's so interesting to me because I feel like that's where we live vastly like different lives. Because it's like I could not imagine rooming up with somebody in my 30s, and obviously you're not 30 yet. But it's like for me, I just like I feel like that ship has sailed. Even if I was single, I don't think I would be able to do that. And I guess that's maybe where I
Really?
differentiate for a couple people. I just feel like I have a real big thing about personal space. What were you getting ready to say though?
Well, no, no. I think that's interesting. I like living with other people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't actually ever want to live alone, really. I'm just not really interested in living alone.
Yeah.
So for me, it kind of works out. Yeah, so that's why I didn't want to live alone down there. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I do like having my own personal space, and I feel like I can have that and live with other people at the same time.
Yeah, see, that's interesting for me because if it's one thing I remember, like I was rooming with people through college and a little bit after college as well. And as much as I loved them, it would always become those moments where I had to put up with their living habits as well as their
Mhm.
likes and their negatives. And it was just like, don't get me wrong, it's obviously tolerable, but at the same time, I'm just like, oh fuck, bro. I had this one roommate, bro. Like, bro loved waking up in the morning and singing. And he wasn't a bad singer, but it was just, it got to the point where every fucking day, bro would sing to the point where it got annoying. I was just like,
Yeah, no,
damn.
that
It's
sounds
just,
annoying as hell, honestly.
yeah, it's just shit like that though. And there's like so many little things. And this person I love to death, but it's like so many little things that like would just add up. The dishes is a big one. Like go to the sink and bro just never washes the dishes, or he does something annoying where it's like you got oatmeal and peanut butter in a bowl. You know that shit's gonna stick if you don't wash it, but you didn't do that. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah,
It's like shit
I
like that. It drives me insane with roommates. That's why I'm like, no, I'm good, bro. I can't do it.
I totally understand that stuff. I feel like I would be more the problem than the roommate though,
I
I would
feel
be
you. I
honest.
feel you.
Like,
Yeah, I feel But that's what I'm saying. It's like living things like that. That's why I'm like, nah, I can't do that shit anymore, man. It's just no, I'm good. That's why I pay. That's why I pay bills. You know.
yeah, I mean, that's the thing. That's why I like having my own like whole private space, you know,
Hmm.
if I'm living there because I'll have my own bathroom. I feel like having your own bathroom, that's a big thing for me.
Yeah.
I don't want to
Oh fuck yeah,
share it
man.
with anyone else. It sucks ass. It feels fucking weird. I don't know.
That just goes into my argument. It's things like I don't want my own. Not only do I not want my own bathroom, I just want my whole fucking place. You know. Anyways, Bliss, I think you guys are gonna make some fucking banger content together on the other end of the spectrum. Hell, I think you guys will have a
Yeah, I
lot.
mean,
Go ahead.
I'm not moving there for content though.
Of
Like,
course not. Yeah, of course
yeah,
not.
sure, I'll
That's a
probably do
horrible
some stuff
decision.
and it'll be fun, but like, yeah, I am I'm honestly like the least content brain person ever,
Yeah.
which is not very good for a content creator, but like I just don't really think about like, oh, this would be great content or anything. I kind of just, I don't know, exist and I
M-
just kind of do my normal stream.
Not just me and
But
you are the exact same way. The only difference is I have a YouTube channel. Like for case in point, this video I was planning to make a content out of it, but not really. So I just wanted to talk with you and have a
yeah, yeah,
fucking
yeah.
conversation. And I was like, well, if I'm gonna do that, might as well make it content. And then it'll be a way for us both to entertain ourselves on stream, and then I get a video out of it. But truth be told, the first intention is just to talk with a friend in a space that I enjoy talking with.
Mm. I'm
And
being used. I'm being
yeah, yeah,
abused by
exactly.
Dr. Snack right now.
No, man. I'm the type of person, bro. Like, I actually don't hit up a lot of people, you know? But if it's one thing about me is I'm very keen on who I enjoy having conversations with and who I feel is just going to bring a good like discussion to the table that makes everyone else who's listening right now go, "Oh, you know what? This is pretty nice." And that's kind of like that was my vision I had in mind with you.
Yeah, I've gotten pretty lucky where I don't really approach anybody. I don't really talk to people or approach anyone, but fortunately, for some reason, I have some strange reputation right now where people like me. So people are approaching me, so I don't have to do anything, which
I,
makes it really convenient because I literally never approach anyone about anything usually.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I find it funny that you're saying like it's like you're saying it like it's weird, but the thing is, Jen, is that what makes you an attractive person to talk to is that you don't nobody feels like they have to have their guard up with you. They don't feel like they have to like I don't know, fucking off, bring something to the table in order to have a conversation with you. You have the most like water type aura where it's just like, oh yeah, what's up, man? Oh yeah, okay, that's pretty cool. It's just like, and most importantly, the way you bring conversations to the table are from once again a rational sense that's easy to understand and easy to digest, and most importantly, it doesn't feel like you're forcing a perspective on somebody else. And everyone loves that. People love talking with people where you don't feel like the person is trying to force you to understand their point of view, but more so just saying, this is just how I see things, but I'm not forcing you to think that way either. That's a nice trait to have, Jens. That's great.
Yeah, I guess so. When I'm streaming, I say all sorts of crazy stuff, but when I'm actually just talking to someone, I think I'm a lot more level-headed
Yeah.
about it.
No, I think that's been a big quality trait that's made you more of a rising star in the space, which is nice. But on another note, how about them taxes?
Oh boy, that shit was ass. I mean, we were talking about that a bit,
Yeah.
and
I just wanted to
well,
say, like, living in California is certainly a choice.
well, I've just lived here my whole life. It's not like, oh, I want to be born here. It just kind of
Yeah.
happened. My parents, the ones who fucked up,
Fair enough.
um, and everything I know has always been here. So, I
Yeah.
mean, I'm gonna be gone soon,
Wh-
and my taxes were like, it was. I mean, I was just straightforward with my chat. It was like $24,000 after I like tried to squirrel as much money away into like SEP and all that other stuff. It's like 24,000, which sucks ass.
Mine
After I
was
tried to
30.
do a bunch of deductions.
No,
Damn,
I hear
dude.
you, man. But I mean, it's it is what it is. One thing that you can't that they say like you pay that much money, that means you're making some good money too, right? But I will say with California, you got that state tax, which is a bitch.
Yep, and I get taxed on everything. California,
Hmm.
it just honestly, California just sucks ass. And you know what's funny is lots of people move from California to Austin, Texas,
What's
which is
affordable?
kind of fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Your money
It's the
over
new
there is
California.
so much better used. I wanted to say, like, do you guys get earthquakes often or what?
Every once in a while, there was a recent one that I saw people talking about, that it was like actually pretty big. I
Hmm.
think I saw like Fob put out a tweet or something saying like, "Holy shit!" Like like my figures were shaking and something, something like that. I was like, "What the hell?" I didn't feel anything.
What part
Um,
of Cali do you live in, Janizat?
I live like near San Francisco.
Oh, dude, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, so most people when they think of California, they think of LA,
Yeah.
but I'm nowhere near LA. Like for reference, anyone who doesn't live in the US, because a lot of people don't understand how big the US is. I live like 8 hours driving from LA, which is pretty damn far.
Yeah, I never go to California for LA. I only go actually, surprisingly, I go there for San Francisco. It's real nice there,
Oh,
man. It's such a fucking chill spot. But I was asking because I wonder one thing about me. I would love to live in California. It's just too fucking expensive. But I was thinking
that's how
like,
everyone feels.
yeah, if I lived there though, bro, I would love to just go on dates down in those big ass fucking forests, bro, with those long, bro, those trees are tall, dude. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Redwood trees.
yeah, the redwood trees, exactly. And do you go down there a lot or you just took it for granted?
Oh, I took it for granted hard. Yeah,
Damn, bro. Jen, is
I don't
that was
do that
one
at
of the
all.
things that blew my mind when and I go to San Francisco quite often, but I was just like, dog, these niggas got it so good, bro. I would love to be down here. Like me and my girl, what we complain about in Houston a lot is like there's just nowhere to go outdoorsy wise. That's so
Hmm.
fucking nature induced the way that is.
Oh
It's like
yeah,
I can just go down there and just get lost, have a picnic, bro, have a great time. I remember
absolutely.
this.
When I went,
No, go
oh
ahead, go
wait,
ahead, go ahead.
you go.
I'm yapping.
Oh,
You're good,
okay.
buddy.
Well, I was just gonna really quickly say when I went down to Texas, it just felt like, man, this looks like the kind of place like after a fire. Like this is what the place looks like. There's no wilderness or anything, bro. It's like this shit is scorched earth.
It's just bars and shit, man. It's so ass, dude. And the thing I was gonna say earlier is I remember when we were down in that redwood forest, there was this fat tree that was like 300 feet tall, and it had a hole in there like the Shire from Lord of the Rings. Like you could just go inside of the tree. I was just like, bro, I've never seen anything like this. This is crazy.
I guess I've taken for granted my whole life because you know what's funny is so I obviously don't really get out much.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
But the only places I've really been to have been near the water. So the only places I've really been to is California, Hawaii, and
Mhm.
Japan.
Oh, dude, I went to Hawaii
So
too. We'll have to talk about that.
so I've always seen lots of, trees, all that other kind of stuff, usually
There.
like nice water, all those kinds of things. So going to Texas, I was just like, what the hell is wrong with this place? Like there's something like deeply wrong about Texas. Because I was in Austin, right? Like I think Houston is way closer to um, the water, right? It's
Yeah,
like on the coast or something like that.
it's by
But
Galveston.
I've never not been near water. So it was so strange seeing that.
Yeah, I will say, man, like coming from Cali to Texas is certainly a fucking downgrade. Most people who come here, they come here for the affordable housing or they're from oil and gas. That's usually the two reasons of why anyone would do that. Also, it's just like better living situation here as well, right? The only thing you got to worry about is fucking hurricanes and power grid. Which, to be honest, it's not
Oh
that
yeah.
bad once you get used to it. It's really not. It's really not that bad and compared to like.
But even once you get used to it, bro, like every once in a while you just lose power. Like, oh yeah, you just get used to it, bro. That's some third world country shit.
Well,
What
the
the
thing
hell?
is, it really doesn't happen as often as you would think. Like you have a season of like hurricane season, and some years it's just not that. It's just mild. It just doesn't really
That's
occur. No, I'm serious. I know it
yeah.
sounds crazy, but like it's really not that fucking wild, bro. It has gotten worse over the years to where sometimes it could be. I actually sound insane as I'm saying it. So like sometimes it can be life threatening, but what I'm saying is most of the times like it's pretty chill. It's like it
It-
passes and it goes.
okay, well, I've never felt like my life is threatened, but it's funny. I would actually lose power in California a decent amount.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the other thing too. Like you also can learn to not learn to, you kind of learn that eventually, especially when you get stuff into adulthood, you just got to get a fucking generator, man. And if power goes out,
Yep.
the generator
Yep.
turns on immediately. Them shits are so
Absolutely.
expensive though. It's fucking insane.
Whatever. We're content creators. We'll all be billionaires. All right.
No, for sure,
We'll
for
just buy
sure.
that fucking generator.
That's fair. I'm speaking more so in terms of the average person living here. They're not going to be
Oh
able to
yeah,
afford
yeah.
that shit.
Dude, Smack, that's a tax write-off, man. You need that shit for your job, so you're running all the time. So buy that shit. That's a
No, you're
tax
right.
write-off.
Well, the only reason, so for me, the only reason I don't own one is because that I'm planning to buy it with the home, as I was telling you on the Discord. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
when I buy the home, I'm buying the generator with the fucking home. No doubts about it. But like in a rented home, I'm just like, it's okay. I'll be all right.
I always thought you owned a home already, honestly.
No, yeah, I've always been renting, and the thing about me, Jen, is that if I wanted to, dead ass, I could have owned a home years ago. I'm just very fucking picky. Most people go, okay, pick up this home for 200,000-300,000, flip it, boom, then get your second home, then get your third home. I'm the type of person. My first home is my last home, like, or it's gonna be the first home for a while. Like I want that shit to last me 10 years. Then I sell it, flip it, go to another one. I don't want to just buy homes and flip it. And the funny thing is, that's the smarter way financially. That's just how my brain functions. I like things exactly how I want them, and because of that,
Yeah.
I've just been renting homes and chilling.
That's kind of what I would want to do as well. I wouldn't want to buy a house unless I was like, okay, I mean, I guess I could like die here. Like this is where my
Right.
life is going to be for pretty much forever unless something happens.
And you know what's funny
Which
is like I'm staying in a client's home right now, and bro literally matched my rent that I had in my previous house that I rented. And dude, this house is worth $1 million, and it's in the middle of the city, perfect fucking location. And he's like, "Yeah, bro, whenever you want to buy a home, just let me know, and I'll just sell that house as soon as you get out of there." But it's like that's the cool thing about like my lifestyle coming from personal training. I've met so many clients that take good care of me that it's just like I'm able to do things from a point of like just having great clients and taking care of those clients over the years through fitness. It's like I've had so many connections through the fitness industry. It's insane.
Yeah, that seems kind of insane, honestly. That seems like I don't know if that's normal for a personal trainer, but that seems pretty amazing that your clients are not only, I guess, rich, but also really chill with it.
I decided to be a personal trainer, and I said, what's the nicest gym around? And it was Lifetime Fitness. And so I went to Lifetime Fitness. I got all my credentials, my certifications, and all of that. Became a trainer there. It was 100% commission. And for the next 5 years, I just built up a clientele. And here's the thing, Lifetime Fitness, bro, it's got nothing but fucking millionaires going there. Like, at least majority of them are just millionaires. So I met a lot of millionaires, and dude, they taught me a lot of shit. And then you know what blow your mind is the Christmas presents from millionaires is insane.
Man, I can't imagine giving a Christmas present to just like, someone that I'm just working with in the gym or something, be like, oh,
That's what I'm
here's a new,
telling
like,
you,
watch or
right?
something. Like,
That is actually odd, but it's not to like a clientele of that caliber. It's like you get like 15 different clients, and it's just for them, it's just like courtesy. They're like, here you go, man. Merry Christmas. Like, damn. So like every year I would be like, oh, Christmas is coming around.
yeah, what am I gonna get?
Yeah, it's always nice,
You
man.
feel like a kid again. You're just like, ooh, like what's gonna come through?
And I want to like, and you know what's funny about all that though is like, that's when I learned the power of just, I'm good at getting people's defenses down and guards down and like getting them to open up with me. I learned I'm a people's person, but I'm actually an introvert. I fucking hate that shit. I realized that was part of the gig, you know? It's like, well, I got to get to know people well because I want them to feel comfortable. Most people you meet in fitness, they have no confidence when you first meet them, and they're very like anxious in the gym. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. And so the first thing is, let me make this guy feel comfortable. And I want them to feel comfortable every time they come to the gym. And so that's like a skill I learned literally through the craft of training, which is interesting.
Yeah, I'm an introvert kind of as well. I mean, yeah, I just don't really talk to people or approach them or anything. I'm just kind of doing my own thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, which is, it kind of sucks for, I guess the job I'm in, but yeah, I don't really network or, I don't know, any of that stuff.
Yeah, I wanted to say because, and then I think you're starting to realize this is how my fucking like interviews go when I like talk with somebody. I seamlessly go into personal places, and you don't have to fucking talk about this if you don't want to. But I'm curious.
Well, I'm going to talk about a lot of personal things, so it's
yeah. I was just gonna say I'm curious about Genizat before the streaming. Like, what were you doing like before you got into streaming?
Nothing.
I feel that.
So, I went to college.
Hmm.
I first went to community college because it was way cheaper to do it that way, and then transferred into a 4-year college. Went to UC Santa Cruz
Yeah.
because the UC schools are generally pretty good. That was
Hmm.
a mega weed head school, and I don't even do drugs, so that was a bit of an awkward experience. But got a degree in computer science, got a BS degree, so like Bachelor of Sciences. So I had to do all this math and stuff, which I suck at. Went
Hmm.
through hell, got that degree, then went to go find a job. Couldn't find a job for a while because I didn't have an internship beforehand. By the way, anyone trying to go into computer science, if you don't get an internship, you are royally fucked. So make sure
Yeah.
you do that. But
So you're another
I then
college
tried.
guy who couldn't make use of their degree, basically like the
Yes,
rest of
absolutely. It was
everybody.
literally useless. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely useless. So I tried to find a job, couldn't find one, then COVID hit, so I really couldn't find a job. And I just kind of said, screw it, and then I started streaming. And that's basically it. That's pretty
That's
much my story.
no, you know what's funny is it's crazy how our discrepancy in years of age are enough for you to run into that problem right around pandemic. That's crazy, actually, because like I was fucking your age. How old are you right now? Just that?
I'm 29, but I'm going to turn 30 this year. I'm about to enter my 30s. I'm about to be an unk.
Okay. I'm sorry. That's actually funny when you think.
Over, man.
I've accepted the Unk title. Like I just leaned into it full fledged. I'm like, fuck it, bro. I guess I am a Unk these days. No,
Yep,
that's.
I'm an unk.
By the way, enlighten my ignorance. Computer science. What does that entail?
The coding. Coding, so
Ah.
like, I went into like mostly back end coding, so like, the real like nitty gritty, just typing lines and lines of code
Give me some
to make
layman's
things
term
work.
shits that you could do that we do in video games, though.
Uh, I mean, I guess the coder would be the one doing everything that's not visual, right? So like front end coding would be like, let's say you look at a website, it's like all the UI elements and like how the website looks. That's front end. Back end is making it
UI
so.
guy. Is that
Yeah,
why you got
literally.
UI guy?
No, UI guy
Oh.
was from ZZZ actually.
Oh, okay. My bad, dude. Go ahead, man. I'm sorry. I had the
No, but
ADHD moment.
yeah, I could explain where I got that, but backend is like making things work. So when you click on one thing, it goes to the other thing, or like it'll do some fancy thing. It's like if you're playing Wuthering Waves, backend is the one who makes it so your character is able to fly, while the front end is the one who
Ah.
makes the visuals, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like that.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I got UI guy by the way because I said I played ZZZ when it first came out, and I said the UI kind of sucks. And then some guy made some compilation video of like a bunch of different content creators saying good and bad things about the game and put me in there. And then Tectone reacted to that video, and this was before he knew me at all.
Yeah.
And he said that, or he saw me say that, and he called me retarded. And that was the UI guy. That's where it came from. So we just been memeing about that ever since.
That is actually, I've never known the story about that. I was just like, bro, why is bro? I can't guess bro's the UI guy. I don't know, man. So that's funny that you explained that, man. Okay, well, shit, dude. That's an interesting story, man. The next thing I wanted to delve into is what are your thoughts on Azir Permilia, man? I saw it and I think it looks pretty cool. It's pretty much fucking Power World, and I would
Yeah,
say it
it's
looks.
Genshin and Power World.
Yeah. So I saw just a dash of PSO in there as well. And then the font of the numbers looked like Final Fantasy fucking 14.
Yeah, the font, when I saw it, I was like, oh, I actually kind of like this. I like all these numbers. I like how it looks. It's kind of nice.
Yeah. I don't know what it is about that font. It's very attractive. Have you ever played Final Fantasy 14?
I have, yeah.
Okay. Even 11 too. But like when you complete like a raid or you complete like a freaking battle, that afterwards it goes like, success, and you see the font pop up. That's what I thought of immediately when I saw that font.
I actually know exactly what you're talking about. The like gold text that pops up
Yes,
or whatever.
yes,
commenced.
commenced. That's what it is. I was trying to remember. It's been so long since I played 14, but that I feel like they used that font.
I think Azure Promilia has a lot of potential. I think anything that's Pal World like has a lot of potential because Pokemon, Game Freak is just a shit ass company,
Yeah.
and they have the most popular IP in the world, and they do nothing with it. And
Bro,
we saw how successful Power World was, and that game was made by like 3 Japanese dudes in a basement, and they were
yeah.
able to do something that billions of dollars somehow couldn't.
You literally said
Dude,
the same thing I said about Game Freak during my reaction to the Azir Pavilion. That's so funny.
dude, you know what's really crazy is, okay, I mean, this is like really surface level related coding stuff, I guess, but like the guys who made Pal World, they coded the whole thing and they didn't use GitHub, which is where like they didn't use any sort of repository where they store their code and save it, you know, to
Yeah.
keep it so that nothing can happen.
Uh-huh.
Instead, they just had buckets full of USB sticks that held all of their code, which is like that's some caveman shit. That's like that's like writing down your code on paper or something like that to in case anything happens. Like
Who
they
who
just had buckets of USBs.
who was this again? I'm sorry. I kind of
These
like
are the
spaced.
Pal World devs. These are
Oh
the Pal World devs.
wow.
Bro,
And
Game
basically you're
Freak
bringing
got
this
beaten
up.
by that, man. Well,
Yeah,
I'm
I was
just
about to
bringing that up
say.
because like it's insane that
That's the
Game Freak got
reference.
beaten by like these 3 scrubs putting all this stuff on who don't even understand what like GitHub is. They don't even
Yeah.
know like base level stuff that everyone uses, and they
And
put all that stuff on USBs, and Game Freak got beaten by that.
no, that's really fucking. I mean, I think Game Freak is the perfect example of just milk the cow. Milk. We
Dude,
go ahead.
well, Game Freak is the original miHoYo.
Yes, you're right.
Straight up.
I was
miHoYo's
gonna
following
draw
their
that,
footsteps.
but I wanted to wait a bit more. But yeah, that's in
Oh.
fact, if you want me to be honest, the what was gonna come to my mind was who do you think's worse?
Oh, dude, they're actually the original. They're the
They are.
OG miHoYo. miHoYo is using their whole playbook right now, and guess what? It's the same fans too, because the true Pokemon fans who like actually genuinely really love Pokemon, they hate Game Freak
Right.
because they know that it could be so much better, the Pokemon games. But there's always mindless fans. Like you might remember when Power World came out, there were all these like 1 IQ Pokemon fans that were like, "Fuck this game! They're copying Pokemon. They should get sued by Nintendo." And it's like, bro, should want this to succeed, man. Like,
Yep.
why are you fighting? Like, you're never gonna get anything good unless people start making this kind of stuff. They need some competition, man. But then the mindless fans would come in and be like, "We need to report them to Nintendo and get them sued." And it's like, brother, why? Why would you want that? This is good for you, man. You should love this game.
It's insane because I'm not gonna lie, Zinjai, every word is uttering is I just reacted to it today, like on stream. And I was saying the same thing. I was telling Chat, I was like, Chat, I was like, it's great that they're copying Pokemon. Hopefully they get away with it. Those guys ain't gonna do fucking anything. And like literally everything you just said, I was like, they ain't gonna do shit anyway. We need somebody to show them how they can do their own shtick better and improve upon it and actually have some ingenuity and innovative qualities in there. But I think that is a bigger problem in the gaming industry than people realize because, dude, I never thought I would see it, but I saw it. And I think, again, it's because the older we get, Gen Z, I feel like the more insightful and more perceptive we are of these things. Because, dude, when Monster Hunter Wilds came out, it's like they took 18 intentional steps backwards just to say, yeah, look, we're progressing. Like in this patch by patch shit. And I'm just like, bro, why the fuck are we starting way back here when we've already built upon these foundations in predecessor titles? I don't understand
Monster Hunter, you're saying the newest Monster Hunter?
Monster Hunter Wilds, it launched, and it's like, I'll give you an example. We've got 8-star difficulty fights, only 2 of them, right? Only 2 of them in the entire game, just 8-star difficulty fights. But if you go back and play World, or you go back and play Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate or any of these other games, it's like we already got to this point where you found a perfect recipe of replayability of a game loop, and you have 37 8-star difficulty fights, not 37, but a number of them. You already have a raid boss fight to do bi-weekly. You already have all these different variables and elements, but you're going to launch the newest title and say, let's just like start off with like 10% of that just because. And I'm just like, why is this accepted? I don't get it. And people are like, you're just complaining. I'm like, no, brother, I'm telling you, they already have the proven formula of success for replayability. And they're just going, yeah, no, we're going to hoard that and drip it over the next year.
Yeah, I think they kind of just want to release it right? They just
Yeah.
wanted to release the game, and then they're focusing really hard on getting new people in because Monster Hunter World was such a huge deal. And I think this is like the next Monster Hunter World, right?
Yeah,
So
it
they're trying to
is.
just make it so everybody can get into the game. So they have all these like mostly the easier stuff. Like the hard hunts, you're not gonna have like Fatalis and all that other
No, of
stuff.
course not. And I'm
They're
not asking for
stalling
that.
that really hard, right?
What I'm thinking about is they had 6 different monsters from the like to represent the different like areas of maps in Monster Hunter Wilds, right? And these monsters were like, I forget what they're called. I forget the name of them, but they're like the apex monsters, right?
It's like the dragons or whatever, right?
Correct. So pretty much same thing. And when they launched the game, they only put an 8-star difficulty on like 2 of 8 of them and attached the best method of farming to those 2 of 8 when they could have said, here's all 8 of them, same difficulty. That way you have more variety to farm the materials you're trying to get with all 8 monsters as opposed to just 2. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, Jen, I'm not saying like release all your fucking crazy content. I'm saying it's shit like that where I'm like, how the hell? How was this like launched with this? This is so crazy. It's crazy to me. It's kind of hard to put into words, but it's like they intentionally fucking like do these things that could easily be like improved upon, and they just do it just for the sake of saying, well, we did it, right? We're gonna fix it eventually.
Yeah, well, Japanese devs, I don't know. They do stuff like pretty.
Yeah.
I don't know. They do stuff like weirdly old school, but then not old school at the same exact time.
Mm-hmm.
Where because if you look at old school, usually they took a lot of care and time for every single thing, but
Yeah,
they'll
we
do
talked
stuff
about
old
this.
school in terms of just I don't know. They don't like evolve
The
in a
UI,
lot of ways
speaking of
to
which,
things.
that's
Yeah,
real
the UI.
problem. Holy shit, dude.
Okay, straight up, I think every Monster Hunter's UI sucks.
It does.
Personally, like
No,
I,
it
I
does. All
just
of them.
it's impossible to navigate. Me as a new person who was playing Wilds, right? Never really got into Monster Hunter. I'm just like, what the actual fuck is going on? Like trying
Bro.
to select an item in combat. I'm like, so there's like what 4 sub menus while I'm trying to select this thing.
And there's
Like, what
4
the hell is
different
happening?
ways to party up. It's like so unnecessary. It's like, why are there 4 different areas for me to party up? Like, you go to 8 different panels and there's a party up button in 8 different panels. I'm like, bro, what are y'all doing? Like, who the
Yeah, I
fuck is
honestly have no
cooking
idea,
this?
bro.
I
Well,
don't.
it's funny. All this that we're saying, it goes along with the Japanese gotcha games too.
Yeah.
Japan, it makes the worst gotcha games. The best gotcha games come out of China and Korea, and Japan, the ones who invented gotchas, they don't even know
Yeah.
how to make them anymore, really.
You know what's crazy about that is like Japan is where all innovation happens. That's the
It really
problem.
does.
It's like that's the problem with that fact you just laid out though. China is cooking better than them, but the problem with China is they just all fucking copy each other. Where Japan actually goes, nah, bro, this is an original chef cook. Y'all, you ain't gonna find this shit anywhere else. That's what I like about Nintendo. Honestly, say what you will about Nintendo, but you watch that last Nintendo showcase. How much shit are they putting in there that's like you can tell they're trying to do original recipes, right?
Mm,
And I'm just like,
yeah,
man, go ahead.
well, everybody loves Nintendo's like games, but they just hate their lawyers,
Yeah.
basically. But their reputation for like games and ingenuity and making fun things, like people do love that stuff. Like even though they're still milking the cow, like
Yeah.
oh boy, a new Mario game, Mario 1000, but like it's still fun and people will like it and it'll be like, oh, this is a cool new twist on Mario. Like there's these new fun things that people like. And the new Donkey Kong game, when I watched that, I was like, damn, this game actually looks fucking sick. Like you're
It
digging through the
did.
ground and all this stuff. Like this looks insane. Like if this came out when I was a kid, this would have been like my favorite game ever. This is wild.
Well, I feel like what they did, because you know what's funny? Every once in a while, every couple of years, a fucking Mario Odyssey or something comes along and wins Game of the Year. And it's because of just like those elements that you see that just make an exploration game seem so insane. Like it's just like so much depth to it. And that Donkey Kong game took that and evolved it. That was the first time I seen an evolution of that model of game. And I was like, wow, that's impressive with fucking Donkey Kong.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like Minecraft mixed with Donkey Kong. That seems insane. It
It's
looks
the
so
kind of
cool.
That's the kind of game too that'll snatch the Game of the Year title. Just like fucking what was that game that run it last year? No, Astrobot.
Oh, Astrobot. Yeah. Astrobot made everyone so mad.
Donkey Kong looks like it's even involving from that. Which funny because platformers like those I think that's probably why a bit of bias from like reviewer artists, because like platformers these days they're kind of hard to come by, right? Like growing up, we loved Crash Bandicoot, and we loved well the titles we just named, Mario, Donkey Kong, even Bomberman, Kirby. I feel like these games are more of nostalgia. Would you agree with that? Do you think they're like more nostalgia driven when they win Game of the Year?
So you think Astrobot was a game of the year because mostly nostalgia?
I played it, and don't get me wrong, I saw the creativity, I saw the beauty in it. It's just fun, right? And I thought when I played Astrobot Genozad, the first thing that came to my mind is, oh wow, this is how you make exploration fun. This game is the definition of what gacha games are lacking, right? Oh, go into the fucking ground to get this, go into under the sea, grab this. You can like, it's like everything about it was just fun in terms of layers of exploration fun. That alone for me though doesn't deserve Game of the Year personally.
You know what? I think so. When I watched it, and I think when you played it too, because I watched you play it a bit. I think
Yeah, you
probably
did.
felt a bit like a. I feel like you probably felt a bit like a kid again.
I did. You're right. You're right.
Like it gave you the same kind of feeling that a platformer may have given you when you were a kid, and you're like, wow, this is like such a fresh, fun, like cool experience, jumping around, doing all this stuff, just like trying things out.
You're right. You know what? And it did capture that.
Yeah, I think that might be why it won Game of the Year, is it gave a feeling to people. It's not just nostalgia. I think it's also just like, I don't know, that feeling of things aren't in the game just to go from point A to point B exactly, but it had lots of little extra things and little touches that they put in that you didn't have to even experience, but it was more just, to make a good product. And I think that might be why it won Game of the Year. I'm not saying it should have won the Game of the Year exactly, because like, I don't know, I didn't like it as much as like Black Myth Wukong or whatever, but
did you play that, by the way?
I kind of understand. Black Myth Wukong? Oh yeah, I beat that game. Yeah, that game was great.
That was my thing. I never got to play it, by the way. Fucking constantly, forever locked in on the grind of everything else, bro. But I feel like it deserved it just because of what they did in terms of bringing you lore that isn't fucking Greek mythology and actually executing. That's so important, man.
Yeah, so here's the thing. It's really new and original to us, right? Like the Chinese mythology, and like it's really cool, right?
Yeah.
But bro, it's gonna be Greek mythology soon. It's gonna be all Chinese mythology, and we're gonna be like, okay, a game. Let me guess, the main character. Oh, great, Wukong. Okay. Oh boy, yeah, and there's the pig guy. Like, eventually, bro, it's about to be like every damn game is gonna be Wukong, man. You better get ready. Time to learn Chinese, buddy. Better get ready.
What would you say another culture is that we're missing in gaming in terms of like informing us on the folklores and
there's probably a lot, bro. There's probably I don't know. I feel like Indian probably would have some crazy ass stuff.
What's the dude with all the arms? I forget his name. He was in fucking Ragnarok, Records of Ragnarok. God damn it. Hey, chat, y'all would know this one actually.
Asura or something? Or
Asura. That's Shiva. Who it is. You named it. It's the Asura guy. Yeah, for sure. That I feel like that would be a pretty damn good game to dive into. Shiva as well. Yep, that's a good one too, chat, I would say.
Someone in my chat said fucking Goro. That's just the guy from Mortal Kombat, bro.
Goro? What the fuck, bro? Don't we have a game for Asura? Oh, you know what? But I mean done on the scale of a God of War and a Wukong. We do have that game, but like that realism for
Wrath is crazy of a game. Is it visual wise and spectacle? It's a crazy ass game.
Okay, so then maybe I'm just being ignorant. I never played it. I was thinking terms of like is it like a movie? You know what I mean? Because I feel like that's why.
Yeah, I mean, kind of like it'll have shit of like a guy bigger than the planet punching you, like while you're on the planet, and you fucking grab his hand and throw him or shit. Like,
okay,
it's insane.
It's probably just be full blown being fucking ignorant then. Okay, well that's completely fair. We went off on a couple of side tangents there, but I mean, this is exactly why I love fucking talking with you, man. And I didn't want to take up too much of your stream. We're already at the 50-minute mark. If there's anything else you want to talk about, we can.
It's no big deal. Like we can talk about some more random things. I don't really mind.
Yeah, no, like that's what I find these things enjoying. Damn, enjoy. I don't even know if that's a word. I find these things joyful, and I feel like at the end of the day, it's a bit therapeutic from the usual stream dynamic of just talking with fucking chat and being an introvert. Um, how are you liking your fitness journey? I hear you've been working out a lot.
It's been great. I already feel
Did
I
you
don't
get a
know, I already
membership?
feel like it's doing something. Membership? No, no, I'm doing it all at home until I move.
Yeah. And are you just get some
Yeah.
dumbbells or are you doing parabellum calisthenics?
I'm mostly doing dumbbells and like I've looked into a decent amount of this. There's actually someone I know that goes to a personal trainer, and they asked their personal trainer about stuff that I could do, and I've been doing some of
Hmm.
that stuff. And I'm gonna be real, like already my body feels kind of different.
Yeah. Yeah. No, man, I'm
Like
telling you,
I
it's
think because
huge.
like I'm just starting, so
Bro,
huge
it's
changes.
such a lifestyle fucking hack that people don't realize, man. Especially when you're feeling that mental fog or you always feel like you're low on energy. That's the perfect thing to do. And what's funny is when you're doing like a at home workout, you don't need any longer than you'd be like 20 minutes will do it, bro. Like 20
Yeah,
minutes of an in-home workout and you're fucking set.
yeah, my body's all sore, but it's the good kind of sore.
Yeah,
It,
it's
you
Genesis.
know that it's good, and you're like, thank God that I'm feeling this way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Good every time. I love just sitting squirming around in bed basically because my whole body feels like shit, but it's like a good one. It's like a good sore where you're just like, oh man, this is so good for me though.
I hope when you move to Austin, regardless of whether you room up with tech or not, I hope you guys give each other good energy to like hold each other accountable in the gym because that'd be nice, man. You'd have somebody to
Mm.
go to that you enjoy with. The biggest power hack of going to the gym is just having friends to work out with. You push each other.
Yeah, I might do something where I go like a split of going to the gym and doing it at home, where it's like I don't go to the gym every single time he goes to the gym or something like that, but it would be like I would sometimes, but then sometimes I would be like, I'm just staying home today and then doing my home exercises or something.
A good
Um,
a good dynamic is like probably like 3 days because everybody gets tired of somebody at one point. Like I don't give a fuck how much you love somebody, you eventually get tired of hanging out with them. I think 3 times, 3 times a week, like with friends, and then the other couple of times you just find an extracurricular activity or find some type of cardio that you enjoy, whether it be swimming, biking, jogging, boxing. These things combined together with resistance training or body weight, it creates a beautiful dynamic of like health. And I think that's
mm,
something you should look into. Like, do you have any extracurricular activities that you thoroughly enjoy, whether it be tennis,
no, I
basketball?
don't do. Well, I used to play a lot of tennis, but then I damaged my wrist playing tennis when I was in high school, and ever since then, I basically just stopped.
You know what? I think you and I think you and Tech will both enjoy it. I think you and Tech don't should get in because I know unless memory is just misserving me. I could be making this up. I think he likes pickleball, and if he does,
Yeah, yeah. He when we went to the gym, he was talking about pickleball a lot.
okay,
And
well
he was
then
like, "Dude, this place has a pickleball court and stuff." And he was like, well, "Dude, look at that over there." I was like, "What the
it
fuck?"
that shit hit the fucking United States streets like crack, Genocide. All my fucking clients play it. All like everybody I run into, even like friends where I'm like, brother, we're from the hood. We don't play no fucking pickleball. Like, dude, I'm playing pickleball. Like, damn, niggas is playing pickleball in the hood. But it's just like I think that's the thing that is not only a trendy, but a lot of people are enjoying it. And guess what, Jen, is that you're moving, you're fucking active, and that's what people don't realize. It's not so much about lifting a lot of weight; it's about remaining active because the activity
Yeah.
increases your metabolism and also gives you good energy. And so that's what it comes down to.
What you were just saying, are you from the hood?
Oh fuck yeah, dude. Yeah, no, dude. I grew up. I mean, if you ever have the fucking pleasure of coming down here, I'll just drive you where I grew up at. It's
I don't
hilarious.
know if I want to go there.
It's
It's
not.
the fucking hood.
Well, that's what's interesting. Houston, like the Spring Branch area, it's hood, but it's also family oriented as well. It's like there's some places. It's the same concept everywhere, right? It's some places you don't want to be at night. But during the day, it ain't that damn bad, bro. It really ain't. It's not like
Mm.
it's like, man, I don't know how to explain that actually. My grandma's house with these blue apartments. That's what we called them. Them hoes was so ass. They didn't even have a name, Jennifer. They were just called the blue apartments.
That's like the kind of shit you see in a movie, bro. Like, yeah, like the
Yeah,
blue apartments.
dead
Dude,
ass.
so
The blue
I live in
apartments.
California,
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead, go
and
ahead, go ahead.
oh, I live in California, bro. Most of the most dangerous cities in the US are here. And bro, oh my God, when I was in LA, have you heard of Skid Row in LA? It's
No,
like
no, I
it's
haven't.
beyond hood to where it's basically just like some Fallout shit. It's like only homeless, crime, and drug addiction. Like there's nothing. There's no family. There's nothing. It's like just that area is literally just trash and crime and cockroaches. That's
It's
all it is.
and that's what I want to use as a reference point, Jen, is that my area wasn't that. There's levels to
Yeah,
hood. You know what I
that's
mean? My area
yeah, that's
wasn't
like
that
max
fucking
level.
bad. Like my area
Level
was,
100.
I would say 2 tiers above that in terms of hood. Still hood. You still get, you lose your life, but not like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No,
And
that shit is like people living in tents, bro. It's like a fifth world country, man.
right. And here's the funny thing about like also about the hood. When you're from the hood, everybody like kind of acknowledges that it's kind of like a safe zone. If you're hood, you're good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you
It's-
know each other.
Yeah, it's like it's just easy. Like like, but when you not hood, it's so easy to tell. It's just like people for whatever reason in the hood are just kind of dumb, right? And so they just for whatever reason view you as somebody who's I don't know, just an enemy or just like to
Outsider.
pick on or whatever the fuck. So basically, like hood, it's like, oh, it's fine. Scraps here, scraps there. But I was gonna say just that. What's funny about like the blue apartments and the brown apartments? You know what's funny? I grew up in some townhomes that are like actually surrounded by old white people. That's where I was stationed. Like I grew up in some townhomes with old white neighbors. But the funny thing is, outside of those townhomes, and I do mean outside of them, quite literally left, up, down, right, and I mean soon as you step out of them, nothing but hood. Nothing but hood. And then the school right across the street, every hood nigga went to. And so it's funny because like my grandma's was right across the street. She would watch me and my brothers, and we had to go there every single weekend. And it was one of those places where like you had to be inside of the house at after 8 p.m. If not, like once again, it's just goofy ass niggas like that's just shooting for no reason, killing each other over dumbass like issues. It was that kind of experience.
Yeah,
But-
I mean that sounds kind of shitty. But
yeah, it is. But it wasn't too bad because, like I said, man, you don't realize those things when you're a kid. You know, it's just like as a kid, you're kind of oblivious to all of it. You know what's funny though, Jen, is that and this is a true story. I had such a physical fucking upbringing. I have older brothers and older cousins. I was like the baby of the family, so I always fought older brothers and older cousins, always. And it was to the point where I would go back to my grade, and I was just so much stronger than everyone else. And it was because I always it was like basically I was fighting level 25 mobs, and then I would go back to my grade, and it was all level 3 mobs. It's fucking hilarious, man. And at the blue apartments, there was this recess. This is the hoodest shit you'll probably ever hear. There was this recess made up by the kids my age, and we would all go out there and wrestle for hours and even like fight. It was the most barbaric shit ever, like looking back on it in retrospect.
that just doesn't happen.
Jen, is that
I know.
it was actually like fun. That's what's crazy. It's wild when I think about back on all these things. I'm just like, damn, that's probably an upbringing that a lot of people don't have.
Okay, this is a bit of an off-topic question related to it, but do you like the show The Boondocks?
Yeah, dude, what the fuck? Every nigga loves Boondocks.
It's so good. It's such a good show, man.
Yeah. Dude, there's so many relatable moments too, bro. One of the funniest moments is when them niggas was shooting each other and the bullets were just going past them. Wasn't landing none of them, bro.
I was just curious. You know, I will say, like, no offense at all.
No,
in this
absolutely
way, but
not.
like, I felt like as I've gotten to know you and
Yeah.
some of how you act and some of your values, I
Mhm.
did feel like it came from a place kind of like that, like how you deal with respect and other things like that. If that makes sense.
I take zero offense from it, Jenizat. And one thing about it is like it's true. When like hood people are a bit more protective about their, how you address them than a lot of people are. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's a thing where you get. I would say we get defensive a bit more than everybody else does. But once again, when you think about like the environment we were in an environment that was much more fucking
Yeah.
aggressive than everyone else's, you know? So it was just
Oh,
like, and then people size you up at the slightest fucking like, point of weakness. And it's just like, you kind of got like,
yeah.
yeah. But it's funny is as an adult, I catch myself all the time and I go,
Mm.
you acknowledge that, and acknowledge that it ain't it like that's just not a healthy way to respond to it. And
Yeah,
work
that's
in progress,
understandable.
but
Well, yeah, I just thought like from other people I know that have grown up in that kind of environment, I was kind of like I felt like you had similar kind of
oh, for sure.
values and how you I definitely think the way you deal with respect is very similar, right? And
Hmm.
not just like laying down and let people like I guess like punch at you or anything like that. Like
Yeah.
very much just like okay, like fuck this, like you know what I mean?
The thing
I
is,
definitely got that feeling.
for sure, I was raised firmly to always draw a line because people will continue crossing it. That's probably what it
Mhm.
comes down to. It's like if you don't draw the line, then people just keep crossing it. And that's pretty much the best way to sum up how I address things on the internet. It's important to establish it too, because I see many times people just fucking cross lines all the time, and it's just like, okay, buddy, we gotta make sure that doesn't happen again.
No, yeah, I think that definitely makes sense. I just, I don't know, that was just like a random observation that I had, I guess.
No, for sure. You know what's funny though? Like when you step in again, the more mature you grow up, like these days, back then, everything was such a physical altercation. These days, it's the last thing on my mind. I'm like, dude, I'm a dad.
Yeah.
I got fucking kids. I got a career. There's so many things, and most importantly, physical altercation is just like a complete admission that you haven't grown in life yet. You know what I'm saying?
I just feel like it means you can't solve something any other way,
Correct.
which
Correct.
I feel like there usually is a way to.
Well, it's a big problem once again in those environments too, because at the same time you were kind of like that's the shit you kind of grew up in. But that's why I said when you mature, you kind of get to this point where you're like, okay, that is actually the most like like I
Juvenile
mean
way to do it.
in juvenile and also like emotionally driven way to do it as well. But apart from that, it's funny. A lot of those things we're talking about, Genocide, I admit those are problems that like there were flaws growing up. But on the other end, Genocide, I see problems we didn't deal with in the hood on the internet that because we were the way we were, we never had to deal with those problems. You know what I mean? Like I see a lot of
Yeah.
I see a lot of manipulation in this space. I see a lot of like fake shit in this space and people like doing things purely for clout moves. It's like you don't deal with none of that because of how we address things. And it's like,
Mm.
so it's like there's a different problem that comes up when you don't address things certain ways too. It's not like it's actually obliterated all conflict or issues that arise. It's just like now you're presented with a different set of problems.
Yeah, I mean, there's some people that honestly should just get their lip busted open, like where it's like it shouldn't even be like some sort of bullshit on the internet. It's like, I mean, this person probably deserves just to get fucking hit.
Right, man. I don't know. It's fascinating because you start to realize just how really nuanced life is in so many different realms, man. I will
No, yeah,
say though,
definitely. Hmm?
no, you're good. Go ahead, man.
No, you go.
I was just gonna say, are you somebody who values being able to how do I word that? Challenge someone's perspective. Actually, I think you know what? Now that I forgot what I'm talking about. You are good at that. You are good at challenging someone's perspective in a way that doesn't make them come off as he's trying to make me look bad.
Yeah, I think something that I am actually pretty happy with how I'm able to handle is I think I'm good at being very diplomatic with
Yep. Yep.
like when I'm talking to someone, I
Hmm.
can convey my point without sounding condescending or like I try to make it so the other person doesn't feel like I'm, misrepresenting them or being shitty, like just trying to make it so both of us understand our point of views.
Well, you know what's funny? I actually think I'm probably in a similar caliber of of that ability as well myself. I'm just not good at it third party wise. What I mean by that is like reactions, or like if I talk with somebody in a call, I think I'm diplomatic as fuck. The problem with me is the fucking text message conversation on the internet known as like reacting, or like, you know, like, oh, that guy said this. It's like, oh, well, there's no real time communication here. And so I have to just take that message and analyze it, you know? I don't know. It's
Mm.
interesting. It's like that's my struggle. My struggle is that in terms of talking to somebody though, oh, the same way. I can be diplomatic as hell.
Yeah, someone in my chat just said that's turn-based combat. Yeah, it is turn-based.
That's so true. It's fucking turn-based combat.
It is always better just to be in a call with someone. I mean, like,
100.
I mean, okay, like for instance, you know all that like drama shit that was going on recently, right?
Of course. Yeah.
Um, for me, it's like I feel like I just don't understand all the drama shit that happens in the Gacha community, because it's like for me, generally, if I had a problem with someone, like I can't say like 100 out of 100 times, but like generally, if I had a problem with someone, I would probably just try to solve it like in DMs or like talk
Right.
with the person,
Yep.
rather than bringing it as like some big thing on stream, and eventually it
Absolutely.
just turns into this giant fucking thing,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And I don't know. I feel like I just don't really understand that perspective that much. I'm
I,
more of someone who would rather just solve it like one on one. Like we don't need the crowd, the audience.
No, I'm in complete agreement. In fact, that's why it was such an unfortunate thing when I leaked my fucking notepad with the whole
Yeah.
tech town debacle. But usually when it gets icky, and I shit you not, is because a creator, and I can speak. This is definitely me as well. When you see somebody is painting a narrative with bad faith, and they're putting your, I guess, who you are as a human being and even your reputation, they're putting that at stake with that narrative. And the internet is so fucking retarded that they just run with it, and it just spreads like a virus. At least this is usually the mentality of somebody who would actually go to the internet and respond back onto the internet in full. And that's what happens. It's like a constant like battle of protecting your imagery. I would say that's the best way to put it.
Mm.
But at the end of the day, it's just all just again pride driven, and like or for me, and it's in terms of just being respectful. Once again, I was raised to be considerate of other people, their image, who they are, and what they've built upon, and to never ever tarnish that or step on that. And so, if somebody does it to me, the first thing I think is, did your parents not raise you correctly? Like, how the fuck do you not know common sense of just don't disrespect other people? Like, it's such a fucking fundamental concept. Does that make sense, Jen? Is that? And so it's at that point
No,
where
yeah,
it's like
I
you come
understand
back
that.
with like, okay, well then we're just gonna, I guess this is what we're gonna do, you know?
Yeah, I know. I kind of get that. I mean, I think I've changed as a person quite a lot
Hmm.
from like over the years, and I'm just I don't know to what I am today.
Yeah,
But I feel like if people knew me years ago, they probably wouldn't have liked me nearly as much or at all.
right. Growth.
Like I don't know. I think I've changed probably a lot, even though it doesn't feel like I have at all.
Yeah,
I probably
no,
am so much different.
absolutely. And well, this is the thing. I feel like it's the same thing for me because these days, once again, when I have like a misunderstanding with somebody, or if somebody like crosses a line, the first thing I do is I go take time, like to just like chill. Don't just immediately respond, you know, because usually when you immediately respond, you're responding with the freshness of, okay, that was out of line.
Oh,
Whereas
I
before,
immediately respond, bro. I'm like, oh fuck you, dude.
yeah, see, but that's what I mean. It's a sign of growth when you're able to do certain things, just like you had a sign of growth with the other elements. And I feel like ultimately it always just goes down to, first of all, check your pride, check your ego, and then most importantly, be patient as well. Like just think sometimes it takes a little bit longer than a couple of seconds to digest something. But on the
Mm.
internet, people want an immediate answer most of the time, or because you're live, you feel like you need to do an immediate answer, and you don't.
I speaking of checking pride, I do that a lot where I don't ever want to be arrogant or like too prideful or anything. So
It's a bad
anytime I
look.
feel, well, it's not even just a bad look. I just don't want to be that kind of person because that's something that I hate the most.
Yeah.
So anytime I feel like I think something like that, I think something in that vein, I go, why am I thinking like this? Like that doesn't make any sense. Like why would I feel like this? That's bad. And then I just kind of get rid of that. That's generally how I try to do it because
Yep.
like I mean, I don't want to be that kind of person because I don't like that kind of person. So if I ever think a thought that's anywhere like that, I'm just like, why would I think that? Like why? Like I try to walk through like what's making me feel that way, like why? And then I try and kind of just get rid of it because I think that kind of thing is just bad.
I think what you just described there is just accepting something that made you insecure of yourself and like acknowledging it and going, oh, okay, so that's bothering you. Well, acknowledge it and understand that once you acknowledge it and accept it, you actually can just get rid of that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
fascinating.
Just be like, why am I like this?
Damn, dude, that's funny. We went down a road of depth there. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like these conversations though are good to have because on the internet, I don't think people even think this far. You know, they just go,
No, yeah,
ah,
I mean,
fuck it, man.
I do a lot of self-reflection, or at least I try to.
Yeah.
Um, I think it's good. I think I don't know. Recently, people in the in like the gotcha space, it's kind of weird. Like I've never felt this before, but people were putting me on some strange pedestal recently, which is kind of funny because I'm like the biggest fucking dumbass normally.
Yeah.
But I think what it is the gotcha space just has so many freaks in it that I almost seem normal. And so to people, that just seems crazy. That's like, holy shit. But
Yeah.
like,
I, f-
I don't know.
I
I'm like the most normal fucking average person of all time. But I don't know. I'm always trying to improve myself, I guess.
I feel like in the gotcha space though, normal is actually uncommon.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean. It's
You
kind
know
of
what I mean?
weird.
Yeah, it is. That is. I think that's ultimately what it is. It's like us. A lot of people also, if you examine their stories too, their stories are not normal as well in the gotcha space. Uh, it's funny though. I'm thinking about that right now, and it reminds me like Pokey. I feel like he's actually pretty normal. He came
Oh
from a
yeah,
corporate job. You know what I mean? He had a normie mentality. He actually is a quite normal guy, which with pride though, which I think would make sense why he clashes with people in the gotcha space too, because the gotcha space is full of other people who aren't fucking normal. And so like problems that they find problems aren't problems to other people. And so this is like an inevitable clash there, mostly because they just can't understand one another.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't really clash with them, but I guess I'm not normal in terms of like I didn't have a normal job and stuff.
Well, what I mean is like the things that Pokey like pries at and pokes at from a normal person's perspective, it shouldn't even be taken serious. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, no, exactly. Like for me, I just don't care.
And that's what I mean.
Basically, it doesn't. Yeah.
But he's presenting it in a audience of not normal people. So it's like
Mm,
I think it's important to understand while we're talking about that a target audience and that target audience's psychology, I guess, because then you understand the do's and don'ts of I guess what you're doing in terms of managing a business for that.
yeah. No, I think that's understandable. I don't know. Everything seems to get so blown out of proportion.
Yeah. No, I completely agree, man. That's why like the funny thing is like with the whole like the Tectone and MTash thing is fascinating to me because I think even that entire thing is blown out of proportion, you know, without delving into it because it's just between two people who are just not going to let the shit go. But it's like, I feel like most of that is also just completely and severely blown out of proportion. And it's just like, damn. And then what happens is like, everybody gets around it and gathers around and just like fucking feels the flames, you know? They're like, so
Yeah,
it
yeah,
just
yeah.
gets higher and higher, bro. And it's like, well, all right, well, it's gotten to that level now, so I guess it is what it is.
Yeah, no, I think that's understandable. That is exactly what happens. People are starved for drama too.
Mm-hmm.
That's another part of it. I mean, hey, look, I love seeing the drama shit. It's fun, but I don't. A lot of the recent dramas just sucked.
I don't
I don't really
enjoy
like
seeing
the
that type
recent
of shit
stuff.
at all. I'm just like, oh, that just sucks. Because what I think about is I think about the laughs, the good like the good synergies between the two before they were enemies. And like this is the good moments. And then I'm like, damn, that's just done because of honestly retarded things that people allowed themselves to take like to a level of seriousness. I don't know. It's fascinating. So it's
Yeah.
like I don't enjoy
Well,
that because I'm just like, damn. Well, I guess that's all she wrote.
I don't mean just the recent one though. I just mean like in general, like a lot of the recent drama things that have been happening. I feel like it's just, I don't know, man.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not the same how like it used to feel, where it's like, oh man, I can't wait for the new episode. Now it's just like, oh boy. Now it's like, oh man, like what's going on now? What is this?
I'm trying to think. I'll be real, Jenizat. I don't think I've ever enjoyed a single fucking drama. I don't. Like, it's just not my thing, man. It's like I'm trying to think of a single one that I actually enjoyed.
Huh.
I got nothing,
Really?
bro. Yeah. Like, can you give me an example of something you enjoyed?
Mm, I thought the EO drama was really funny. Like,
So there's laughs 1 billion% in it, but I still didn't enjoy it because I still feel like that was blown out of proportion. You know what I mean? It's like the famous line, Jen, is that deadass. The famous line, they don't have a me. I never
oh man,
once.
that line.
I think it's funny, but once again, I never once took that as him having an ego. He was
Oh,
trying to
what?
explain.
I totally understand what he means. No,
Yeah.
I 100% understand what he was trying to convey. He just conveyed it in a bad way, but I 1000% I think this happens a lot where people will say some sort of term or line to try and convey something,
Yeah.
and people, because they think it'll say one thing, but people take it another way, and then that just becomes like the big meme,
Right. And
like
I
around
would
the whole thing, right?
and I would say like it's funny. Pokey was he was the one who literally brought all that shit to the doorstep because he paused it and kept focusing on it. That's crazy. I remember it like yesterday. That's crazy. I can't believe he said it. But it's like once again, Pokey's just being Pokey. Like no, like zero malice.
Yeah, no.
But Pokey doesn't realize he has a community full of fucking retards. It's like, and they're taking it and they're gonna like run with it, like, oh, dude, it's crazy, that's insane. And so that shit gets over, and right, and then you have somebody like Tech who's just he fucking roasts people. That's what he does. He has a fun time, and so he does it, and then before they realize it, though, they've already like caused this great offense to the other party. And he's like, well, I'm just a fucking butt of everybody's joke. This shit ain't funny to me. And it's like, I didn't even mean it that way. But now the entire internet's against you. And so no matter what you say, you didn't mean it that way. They're going to fucking roast you for it anyway. So it's like, you see what I'm saying? It's like, it just blows out. I'm like, dude, this is crazy, man.
I totally agree. But you know what? That's when people got to learn. You just have to accept the meme.
Yeah,
When
yeah,
people meme you really hard, if you just accept it, people respect that. If you push back against it, people hate that.
No,
and
I
they'll
agree.
just shit on you even harder, right?
Well, that's
It's
what me and
like,
Volk had with him. We told him to lean into it, talk and everything.
oh yeah, absolutely. Like, you should be the greedy and stupid guy. You should be the me guy, or like, for instance, someone like Enviosity should have been the mint guy. You know what I mean? It's like, if you lean into that shit, it fucking works, bro. I'm the UI guy, bro. Like, Tectone called me retarded on stream, like in front of everybody, and I was just like, whatever. Like, that's just what he does. I was just like, oh well. I mean, it's kind of goofy, and I became the UI guy. It's like, who cares? Whatever.
But
That's
see,
kind of how I feel.
no. I think that's just. Here's the thing. I don't think that's the right way of addressing it. I just think that's a way of addressing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, sure, you can do that, but somebody can also very well go, here's how I'm not retarded, and break that shit down. And then what happens if somebody bounces back with the here's how I'm not retarded and it actually makes perfect sense? What generally happens when that happens, Jizat?
Everyone, I feel like it doesn't work most of the time.
No, but that's what I'm trying to say. That is a problem, if you ask me, because Jenizat, if me and you get into a call, or not even get into a call, it just never would happen, actually. The thing that happened was somebody insulted you, you responded back to defend yourself, and that person got offended. It's like, how the fuck does that even work? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
That makes zero sense to me. It's like, hold on, you initiated it, we defended, now you're offended that I defended? Like, how did we get there? So it's like, I don't think there really is a right answer, because at the same time, you accepting something like that also goes, oh, well, I guess that other guy was right then. You know what I'm saying? And so like it
Um,
perpetuates that type of behavior.
I guess so. I guess it's sort of accept that they were right. I don't really think of it that way
Not
exactly, but
you.
I
Of
see
course
what you
you don't.
mean.
You're intelligent. The internet does. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, yeah. I guess I see what you mean. Is that people will think, oh, then it must be true. Yeah.
Right on. And it's like so that's another facet of it. It is fascinating having these conversations with you though, highlighting all of the things and how they turn out in the gotcha space. Because I feel like at the end of the day, bro, it's just an IQ issue, bro. I swear, man. And I'm not even talking about in terms of the creators. I'm talking about in terms of like the community, man. It's just like, dude,
Oh
how
yeah.
are we even blowing this one out, bro?
Oh yeah. No, things get so stupid in Gacha space. It gets so out of control for no reason.
You know what though? It ain't just the gotcha space either, though. It's just. I feel like gamers fundamentally, a lot of them just never got into critical thought, never got into avenues of life that will require them to not be so, I guess, out of touch with priorities, reality, and focus, or things that matter. And that's not a
Mm.
shot I'm trying to throw at it, but I just feel like gaming community intrinsically has, for lack of a better term, a bunch of bums.
So what you're saying is they need a you.
They need a me, yeah. No, no, they don't need a me. They need a fucking. Actually, you know what? I don't even have anybody. They just need a. I was gonna say school, but school wouldn't fix that problem either. In
Yeah,
fact,
they're the
school
children
probably
left
made it
behind.
worse. Yeah, the school made that shit worse. But I will say, often at times, I do find they need God. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Who do they actually need? Jen? Is that dead ass when you think about that?
They need a me. I don't know. They
Better leaders. Better leaders. I think that's the only answer.
I guess people to hold them accountable or responsible, but I don't know if that really works on the internet, right?
Well, think about it. At the beginning of my stream, I was talking to people about taxes, a conversation that they never had before. A lot of them, a lot of them were like, "Wow, damn, this is crazy." And that's what I mean. That is in a way, that's a leadership role of influence for the betterment of
Well,
a community.
okay. I will say this though, to be fair, a lot of them probably don't live in the US and are like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's fair. But what I'm saying is you're still having a conversation that ultimately is leading them to an awareness of an avenue of their life that could improve their life. That not
Hmm.
enough of that is held by the people who have a lot of clout to their name. That's why I have well, you know what? That can go 50-50. Never mind. I'm not even gonna finish that.
Okay.
Because I was
Alright.
gonna say, well, I was gonna bring up somebody who I feel brings awareness to a lot of topics that I find relevant that people need to hear. But at the same time, that same person can bring up a perspective that could fuel the flames and make things worse, right? So it could go both ways. But ultimately, it's like the person I'm talking about is a person who is going to bring awareness to certain. I don't know how else to explain that, honestly. I guess just things you should prioritize as a human being that you don't currently, and you're in mass on the internet. I don't know how else
Hmm.
to like bring that up. Because I feel like fundamentally, it's usually just a bunch of people that don't have their priorities straight in terms of what they need to be focusing on as a goal and what they don't need to be focusing on as a problem. You know?
I guess I understand what you mean.
Yeah, 'cause on TikTok, if you think about it, a lot of people spend so much fucking time just looking at entertainment. A lot of people spend so much time focusing on shit that will not, in any capacity, improve themselves. Right? And if you take that concept and apply it to the gotcha space or the gaming space, it's just a focus issue. It's a skill issue in terms of where your
Yeah,
focus
your
is.
prioritize.
Yeah,
Your
and time
priorities.
management.
Yep.
Time management and focus. There you go. Yes. I think
Well,
that's
that's
what it
exactly
is.
what it is. It's like, I mean, you know, I started exercising and eating better and doing stuff, and guess what? It just took out a time of me doing fucking nothing, like wasting my time.
Yeah.
Like,
Wasting
okay, I
time.
should just prioritize this instead of, I don't know, watching a YouTube video I'm not even gonna remember.
I think that is it. It is time management and what you choose to focus on a fundamental level. And I think that's the biggest problem of not just the gotcha space, honestly, not even just the gaming space, just a lot of the world. Man, it's crazy, bro. I could talk to your ass for all day, Jitizat.
No, I just enjoy talking. It's just a good time.
Yeah, man. It's like it's one of those things where I mean, I don't know. I enjoy delving down all these conversations because I feel like they highlight things that most people aren't aware of, and then they become aware of them, and then they go, okay, I'm gonna start paying more attention to that now before I delve into something. Because what me and Volk talk about all the time is if people had a lot going on, then they just could not be fucked with a lot of the dramas that we deal with in this space.
Oh, absolutely. People care about too many things that don't actually matter.
Right. And that
Like they
comes into
genuinely care.
that delves into, well, what are you doing with your spare time? And most of them go, well, honestly, nothing, man. You know, just kind of actually eating chips.
Yeah, people always say that they're busy or they have to do stuff, but like a lot of people aren't truly busy.
Right, right. And that's what's fascinating about my life, bro. I feel like my life, to sum it up best, it's just me trying to cram shit in somewhere. Just
Yeah, I
like,
mean, you and Vulcan both have like so much going on, like way more going on than me. I mean,
yeah,
all I have is the like job part, basically job in quotes part. But
yeah.
then you guys have the family, which that's a shitload extra, and then also you have a second job on top of that. So like
Yeah.
I don't fucking know, and you're doing YouTube, so I don't know what the hell is going on there. But like,
Yeah, but I
yeah,
also have an interesting dynamic where I'm able to work my own hours. You know, it's not like I'm working a fucking 8-hour job on top of all this other shit, right? It's more for me, it's
yeah,
like 3 hours here, maybe 4 hours there, and that's it. Tops. Like that's fucking top. So I have a very interesting and unique dynamic that most people don't have. But regardless, I still always have tried to find a way to keep myself busy, not just for the sake of being busy, but because I actually have a lot of interest in life and I understand, I find things fascinating, right? Like learning taxes, that shit's fascinating. Uh,
really, I hated that shit.
yeah, no, learning how important the positioning of your feet are when you're throwing a jab and how to torque power into a hook. I love learning, man. That's what it is. I love fucking learning. And that can go into so many different realms of niches in life to where you can always, I say this all the time, Jenizat, I will never be depressed. I got too many interests, man. I got too many things I want to do with my time and not enough time to do them. And so maybe I'll
For
face that shit one day. Go ahead.
for me, I just have like a mental illness. Like I just don't. I'm not interested by many things, and if I'm not interested in something, I just can't do it. I just refuse. Basically,
Yeah, I feel
I do
that.
the absolute minimum. Like almost nothing interests me, and then if it doesn't, then just absolute zero effort put into it. That's why
Huh.
that's why I hated school so much, man. Hate
Yeah.
that shit.
Yeah. See, by the way, I don't know why I just realized this. You remind me of one of my boys I met through Monster Hunter called Rick. Y'all almost sound the exact same. It's weird. That's
What
just
voice?
complete. No. My boy, you and him sound the exact same voice wise. And right there, you
Oh
sounded
yeah.
just like him. He was a pothead, bro. And this motherfucker, like that last line, the way you delivered it was just like him. And it was scary, like acknowledging that.
Well, I mean, hey, I live in California. I never got into drugs though.
Yeah, I feel that. Nah, I was just gonna say, oh wait, you know what? That's interesting. You okay, hold on. Side tangent. You totally look like somebody who smoked weed. You never smoked weed at all?
No.
Damn, that's crazy, bro. You
No
totally strike
drugs,
me as a
no
pothead.
alcohol, no anything, really.
Yeah.
I've zero anything.
You never drink either?
Well, I mean, like, I have drinking before, and, I will with friends if the
Oh, okay.
occasion
So just
arises.
like every
But I
now and then, every
I
blue
do
moon.
really rarely. As for drugs, like, I tried weed and I was like, yeah, this kind of sucks. And then that was it, like, pretty
Yeah.
much.
That was the same experience with me. I've explained this many times, but like the biggest problem with me, Genzad, is like I would be fucking high for 3 days and everybody else would be done being high for 2 hours. And I was like, bro, am I in the infinite Tsukiyomi? What the fuck? Am I ever gonna come out of this shit? Holy hell. I'm like schizoing out, bro. I'm like, I'm stuck in this forever, bro. This shit sucks.
For me, I will say, so when I went to college, I stayed in this woman's house who, like, that's just where I lived when I was going to college. And her job was making weed confectionaries. That was
Yeah.
like her actual career, license, everything. And so she had like a freezer full of just weed gummies that were like failures, like they were broken or, messed up or torn or other stuff like that. She was like, "Oh yeah, just go ahead,
Bro,
if
the gummy is a mistake, bro.
you know so like I don't really do any of it, right?
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, I'll try it. So I took like I ate like two gummies or some shit, which is in hindsight
Oh
a fuckload. Each
man.
one was like 20 milligrams or some shit, right?
Oh no.
Um, Something like that. And so I ate those. Well, I ate one. I waited a while. I was like, nothing's happening. Then I ate the second one, and I was like, okay, well, all right. And then I started playing a League of Legends game with some friends, right? And then
Bro.
it fucking hit me in the middle. It hit me so fucking hard in the middle, and I was like, oh my God, dude. And half an hour passed in like the blink of an eye. I was like, what the fuck happened? And then I just went, all right, guys, I'm so fucking stoned right now. I'm going to bed. And then I just immediately like closed out of the game, fell into bed, and just passed out for 13 hours. Woke up, and it was the best sleep of my entire life. Like, not even kidding. Like, I woke up, and I've never felt so good in my whole life. It was like, oh my God, that was incredible. Like
Shit
the
is that.
deepest sleep of all time.
I have a parallel story to that, except it was brownies. And my fucking boy got brownies from this random essay in the hood, bro. Dead ass. Just random dude. Once again, blue apartment scenario, except we grown at this point. We're like 19. And brother man bought some brownies from this one dude he wasn't even friends with, bro. Right? And they gave it to us in a plastic bag, dog. But it was his birthday, and he said he wanted me to do it with him, so I did it with him. Shit is that I ate a brownie. A whole hour went by, nothing happened, and so we were like, "Damn, we got scammed," and we ate another one, bro.
Yeah.
Die, literally a parallel story to you. Shit, you not. We were playing pool at a pool table at my boy's house. His dad had a pool table and it's fucking insane, like man pad in the back of his house. And so we were back there playing pool, having a good time. And then I was like, all right, bro, I'm gonna holler at you, man. I'm gonna go home. I went home. I took a nap, Jennings. Mine was the worst. I think mine was worse than yours because I took a nap and woke up high. I was like,
Yeah, I've
damn.
never seen that.
Jennings, I was seeing things before they would happen. Because the first thing that went to my mind was I was in panic mode because I was like, oh.
Was that shit laced with something? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, probably was, honestly, Jen, is that dead ass. I was like, I saw we had this water cooler where you could put water in there and like hold down the thing and water comes into it, right? In the corner. It's like a.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a jug. You would go to Kroger and fill the jug up, and then it was in the corner. Okay, yeah. So I saw it in the corner. That was the first thing. My fucking mouth was dry than a son of a bitch, bro. And I was like, oh my God, I need to go get some water. And I like thought about going to the water. I was making my way to do it, but it was like I was watching a elusive part of myself go to the water before it actually happened. It was like I was fucking Echo from League of Legends, bro. I was like basically watching the future.
Bro had observation hockey. He was like, whoa.
Dude, observation hockey is the best way to put it, man. And I finally got to the water cooler and it felt like, and I'm pretty sure that was probably maybe 5-second walk in real time. And to me, it was 2 minutes long. My mom comes down and she's like, hey, she's like, all nonchalant. I remember this like yesterday, just that. And I was like, Ma, I don't feel good. I'm really bad. And I ate some shit I shouldn't have ate. And she was like, oh no, honey. And I told her straight up. I was like, I'm fucking high. And she was like, oh my fucking God. She's like, here, drink this. And I think she gave me some like ginger ale. I drank the drink, bro, straight vomited straight into her chest. Oh man, bro. That was the worst fucking day ever, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Like, really quickly, that just reminds me, like, when I was a little kid, my parents would always just meme on me for this, but like I was feeling really bad. I walked in my parents' room and shook my mom awake, was like, Mom, I don't feel so, and I just threw up all over.
Dude,
I was like a little kid.
Dude, what was crazy about that shit, Genocide, is I was a waiter at Chili's. And the next day I woke up insanely. Jen, I told you this is why I said fuck that. It ain't for me. I woke up the next day still high. Still was high, bro. And I was just like, yeah, there's no way I'm going into work today. There's no way. And I told my freaking boss, the manager at times, like, hey man, I'm super sick. I can't come in. Bro said, if you don't come in today, you're fired. I said, well, then I guess I'm fired.
Yeah, what the hell?
Stopped working at Chili's, and that shit is a funny story, man. Like, cause I'm just like, dude, bro, just like straight up was just not trying to have it. I was like, dude, I'm fuck that waiting job, then, bro. I'm out.
Yeah, I worked at a grocery store while I was going to college, and it was like pretty chill for calling out and stuff like that. If I ever would have gotten challenged where it's like you have to come in or get fired, I would just immediately have like fucking left, bro.
Oh
like,
yeah,
no fucking way.
yeah, yeah. That's another a conversation, and dude, we're yapping way past. What is it? Oh my god, we've been yapping for an hour and a half. Just we gotta fucking wrap this up. I was about to go into another tangent. Hey, chat, is there any questions you guys want to ask before me and Genizad wrap this conversation up? By the way, Genizad, thank you for fucking joining with me. This shit was great, bro.
Yeah, sure. No, I've been having a great time. I mean, look, hey, I will say this. When you gonna play Wizardry and when you gonna play Limbus Company, huh?
So check this out. I am wrapping up my I have to do that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I had no business streaming tonight, like Wuthering Waves and doing this. I need to be fucking playing Black Beacon and Tribe 9 because those sponsors are doing days. And they're review sponsors. They're not just like regular shit, Genocide. Like I gotta review the whole game and shit. So like I should have been doing that. Once I wrap that up, I have a Girls Frontline 2 to upload, and then I'm good for like the next week or so. And I just have a window of time to play Wizardry and Limbus. So that is 100% the plan. It's like get the sponsorships out of the way, and then I do that. Can we extend this to another hour? Nah, bro. It's like, dude, an hour and 37 is crazy. When will Jenna move with tech? I mean, dude, that's up to him, man. Jenna, do you want to answer that?
In like the next month or two.
There you go. Next month or two. Can we? Wait, is it? Oh, go ahead. No, you go ahead, Jenna.
Well, I was just gonna say, I just have to make sure I get a gun, so if someone wants to kill him, like I'm safe, you know?
Yeah, I feel that.
I'm moving to the most dangerous house of all time. You know? Think about it.
Oh, yeah, that's just actually insane. I mean, as long as nobody leaks the address, you should be fine. Is a gym collab stream happening in the future? Would love to see Smack with Jenna and Tech in the gym. I mean, the thing is, bro, like I'm having a kid in 2 months, and I'm riddled with sponsors. Chat, I didn't even tell y'all. Right now, I'm working on a 3-month sponsor with Etheria Restart, right? And so it's just like, there's I got a lot of work going on, chat. I don't think y'all understand, bro. I'm just I'm cooked. I'll be honest. And then I'm a dad in 2 months. I'm cooked, bro. You know, like leaving, don't get me wrong, Austin's right down the street, but just to go there, just to work out and shit, like, nah, I'm good, bro. You know? But that said, you said in the future, right? In the future, of course. It's just not in the immediate future. I can't, man. These days, I'm so locked in. My girl's pregnant as hell, chat. You know what I mean? I can't just fucking dip. It doesn't work that way, bro. Dude, today, before I went live, chat, I shit you not, I had to go and get my daughter off of my girl because her belly's fucking so huge from the kid growing. She couldn't get off the couch because my daughter was napping on her. So I was like, babe, I'm on the way. I took my daughter off of her so she could sit up, bro. What the hell, man? Christ. Yeah, like, dude. So it's like, but I brought that up as an example, chat, so y'all can know, like, it's a team thing. Like, I need to be there for my woman, brother. Like, I can't just dip off for a weekend. It doesn't work that way. Eat some more brownies, Smack.
You have a whole life.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, eat some brownies. Oh boy.
Yeah, fuck that, dude.
Babe, I can't get up from the couch. I had a brownie.
Yeah. Ask Jenna why he likes the new Wuthering Waves game mode. I mean, I could answer that. It's not timed. Yep. Simple man, bro. Remove the fucking time.
Yeah, it's bounced around something else other than just bullet sponge time.
It's actually pretty cool, by the way. I'm still like getting through it, but I like what they did with it. It's pretty nice.
It's the start of something good. They need to do way more with it, but it's like the start of something good. The thing is, like, most of these games aren't really able to do PvE well, right? They have a lot of difficulty doing it. That's why, I mean, look, whiz shill here, wizardry. That's why I like that game so much, man. Because it gives that feeling. It's like, dude, that's why I know you're gonna like it. It gives the same feeling as the hardest things in Monster Hunter. You're gonna
Just
like
that.
that shit, man.
I have a confession. I played like 25 minutes of it on my phone. I swear to God, bro. Like I was telling chat, they was dying laughing with the before my stream fucking ended because my dumb ass forgot about that bug. I every time, and right now I'm probably gonna do it again. I in stream and I always have a couple, like an hour or so. And usually I rage you, but I always have like an hour or two to myself, which extends to like 4:30 a.m. or whatever. And I'll watch a little anime, and then right before I go to bed, I'll just play. And I'm not even kidding, like 15 minutes tops of wizardry. I barely made it out of the little dungeon into the world, and that's it, bro. But it's like I didn't want to play too much. I just kind of wanted to scratch the itch because I am insanely curious. And yeah, I am already enjoying just the fucking like the suspense of hitting different corners. It's like, and most importantly, the lack of hand holding. God damn, that's such a problem in this space. And they're not holding your hand. And I'm like, thank God, bro. Like, there's fun in discoverability of playing a game in the beginning.
Yes. There's so much fun when you play a game, and there's so much to learn about. I mean, you said you love learning. When I get interested in a game, it's so fun learning, like, oh, all these different mechanics, and like, this is how stuff works. You hear about a little thing, you're like, oh, now this makes sense. That's so fun to do that. And every time you learn something new, you feel like another thing opens up in the game. And I really like that feeling just in any game. That's something so great in all games. Like the game Epic 7, which is just better Honkai Star Rail. It also feels that way when you play that game. It's just like you're constantly advancing and improving and learning, and it's just such a great feeling.
The other thing that I liked, it wasn't fucking wasted words. The yap was very Nintendo back in the so I'm just like, they're getting to the point with what the fuck they're saying. You know, they're not taking 10 years to say where are you going. And I also go ahead.
Oh wait, no, you go.
I really liked the introduction of the story. I did. I was like, oh, it reminded me a bit of was it Reincarnated as a Slime? Just a little bit, not really. But I was just like, dude, they got the freaking villain put into the abyss. He has to escape, and then I'm sitting there wondering, like, wait, am I that guy? I can't be that guy, right? There's no way I'm the dude, and I just don't realize it. But like, I enjoy that type of stuff, and I like those little intros. It just sets up so much room for like a journey, an adventure.
Yeah, I just think you're gonna really like it when you get to the actual fights, because what I meant by it'll give you the same feeling as Monster Hunter is they don't show the health bars of the enemies. And you'll have a fight where you're going to use all of your resources. You'll be out of mana. You'll be out of skill points. You're going to have like no items, no health left. You're just like, I used everything. And you're thinking the whole time, this boss has got to be dead. Like, it's got to be like one hit away. Like, every time you do that next hit, you're like, come on, it's got to be dead. There's no way that it's still alive. Like, I have to be able to beat this. And then you'll win. And you'll just barely win, and you're like, oh my god. And the feeling of like so many fights like that in the game, it's such a good feeling.
They owe your ass a contract. I know you don't care to have one.
Oh yeah, no,
but
they owe me
really
$1 million.
Holy fuck, man. Like, dude, you have put so many people on that. You are literally the GOAT of wizardry. It's insane. Okay, we're reaching 2 hours, man. God damn it. Genocide, I love you, brother. Thank you for talking with me, man. We're going to go ahead and wrap this shit up.
Great talk, man.
Yeah. Hey, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this conversation. It was very spontaneous. Genocide was down to do it on the fucking fly. It was a great time. We talked about many different topics, bro. From drama to like living our lives to the thought process of critical thought in the community of anticipating like problems and issues, all kind of shit, man. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. Peace.